Hello, my name is Dwayne Kimball, owner and founder of KMD89 VA Claims Consultant, Leave No Vet Behind, and also I'm a United States Army veteran. Today I'm bringing you another educational video as it pertains to the VA disability compensation claims process. And today I'm going to be discussing how can you the veteran, maximize your claim for increase for a service connection condition, a condition that you're already service connected for. But before we get into today's video, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and also you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. Don't forget, we have our monthly veteran roundtable every third Thursday of every month. We just had it yesterday or this previous Thursday, a really good topic, the protection rule. And one of the main questions that was asked, can and will the VA go back and review your entire claim if you submit a new claim and you're already 100% permanent total? So be on the lookout for that condition. It was done by Zoom. I recorded it. The individual that provided the answers to the question is a retired VA employee with 35 plus years of VA experience, okay? So be on the lookout for that. So today's video, how can you maximize your increase for a condition that you're currently service connected for? I have 3 slides that I'm going to show you. And a lot of veterans, when it comes to something that they're already service connected for and they're going for an increase, they miss this. How do I know? I talk to several veterans on a daily basis, weekly and monthly basis, and I ask particular questions and they miss this. And the VA gives it to you in the rating decision that service connected that condition. But I'm going to take some information from the VA's rating scheduler on 3 conditions and talk about them in depth, okay? So I told you I had 3 slides. Slide number 1. Here in slide number 1, this is the criteria, general rating formula for diseases and injuries of the spine. So typically, if you're service connected for a back condition or a neck condition, it's going to fall under this criteria. So let's just say you're service connected for a back condition and neck condition, and the diagnostic code is 5237, okay? So in the description section of this video, I show how I went about how to get a summary disability breakdown letter to include that includes the diagnostic codes, okay? So in this instant, it says at the top, general rating formula for diseases and injuries of the spine. For diagnostic codes, 5237 to 5243, okay? Now, the diagnostic code that I'm going to be talking about is 5237, which it falls under this criteria. So when you get that disability breakdown letter and it says 5237, or if it falls under this criteria, this is the criteria for the increase. Now, for the items highlighted in blue, that represents the neck. For the items highlighted in red, it represents the back, okay? Simple. So let's just say you're 10% for a back condition. The criteria for that, full reflection of the thoracolumbar spine greater than 60 degrees, but not greater than 85 degrees. And let's say you feel that the condition has worsened and you want to come in for an increase. A lot of veterans say, oh, I got MRI reports, I got x-ray reports, I got all this information. And the one question I ask, do you know the criteria for the 20% for a back condition with the diagnostic code, in this example, 5237, all right? Or it could be another diagnostic code that falls under the diagnostic codes that's listed at the top, okay? The criteria for the 20% is full reflection of the thoracolumbar spine greater than 30 degrees, but not greater than 60 degrees. Now, nowhere in that criteria did it say what your MRI report stated, which x-ray report stated, how many cortisone injections you had, how many surgeries you had, none of that, okay? Now, if you have a situation where it reduces your range of motion, where that range of motion falls in this 20% criteria, then you meet it. But it's based off of range of motion. Okay, let's look at the 40% for the back. Forward flexion of the thoracolumbar spine, 30 degrees or less. That's it. Now, if you have some other things that's going on with your back that causes you to have reduced range of motion, where it's 30 degrees or less, then you meet the criteria for the increase. Now, this information can also be used if you're claiming service connection, because now you're educated on what is the criteria for that condition you're claiming. So guess what? If and when you get to that C&P exam, you can reasonably articulate your symptomology and you know which criteria you fall under, okay? So let's just take a look at another one. In the second slide, here in the second slide, it's coronary artery disease, okay? And one of the reasons why I selected this, because I wanted veterans to understand in the diagnostic code criteria, they use a couple of words sometimes. And those two words are and, or. So in this instance, you can see what I have highlighted in red, it states or. So let's just start at the 100% criteria, okay? Well, I'm sorry, let's start at the 10% criteria. It states workload of greater than 7 METs, but not greater than 10% METs, results in, and it gives some symptoms, fatigue, dizziness, or gives another symptom, and then it says, or continuous medication required. So what that's telling me, you have 3 criteria that you can meet. You have to meet one of these 3 criteria to be service-connected for coronary artery disease at 10%. 3 criteria, but you only have to meet one because it said or. It didn't say and, it said or, okay? Now let's look at the 30%. Workload of greater than 5 METs, but not greater than 7 METs. Results in, and it gives the symptoms, and then it says or, and a second symptom, and another or. Evidence of cardiac hypertrophy or dilation on electrocardiogram, echocardiogram, or x-ray. Now, you should have caught something there. I only highlighted one or, but there's several other ones in there, okay? So I did that on purpose because I wanted to try and trip you up to see if you were paying attention. So in that instance, you're looking at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways that you can get service connected at 30% for coronary artery disease. You don't have to meet all 5. You can have all 5, but you only have to have one because they're using that word, and which is that word? Or. Okay? Very important. You want to pay attention to that. All right? Now, slide number 3. Here in slide number 3, this is diabetes. And like I stated in the previous slide, you have 2 words, and or. So I found this one for diabetes. And let's just take the 40% criteria. It says requiring 1 or more daily injection of insulin, restricted diet, and regulation of activities. Now, for the 40%, there's 3 criteria. You need to meet all 3, not just one. Requiring 1 or more daily injection of insulin. So you need at least 1 injection or more of insulin, restricted diet, and regulation of activities. Now let's look at diagnostic code, the evaluation, the 20% evaluation for diabetes. Requiring 1 or more daily injections of insulin, like the 40%, and it says, and restricted diet. Or oral hypoglycemic agent and restricted diet. So there's 2 different criterias The first one is requiring insulin injection and restricted diet. The second one is oral hypoglycemic agent and restricted diet. So restricted diet is in both criteria, but the difference is one with insulin and the other one is with oral hypoglycemic agent, which is normally I think the main pill is metformin, okay, if I'm not mistaken, all right? So you can see the difference between and or. It's kind of tricky, so you want to make sure that you understand that. So just as a quick recap, how can you maximize your increase for a condition that you're already service connected for? I listed in the description section how I obtained a copy of my summary disability breakdown letter to include the diagnostic codes. These 3 slides, I showed you 3 different diagnostic codes, okay? Talked about some examples. Talked about 2 keywords you want to be on the lookout for, and or. Where else can you find this? In the rating decision that granted service connection for that condition. They have to tell you what is the criteria for the next hire. And some of these max out at a percentage other than 100%. And they also tell you that in the rating decision. And if you don't have a copy of your rating decision, guess what? In the description section of this video, I list step by step what I did to get a copy of my VA claims folder on CD. Guess what's on that CD? The rating decision. Now you could get it from your VSO or walk into your regional office and get it. I interviewed a client a couple of weeks ago, and she was actually on the previous live Q&A session, and she talked about she went into a regional office and they printed it out for her. So there's several different ways, but that submitting that FOIA request and getting a copy of your claims file, all your rating decisions are on there. So those are the 2 different places where you could find the diagnostic code criteria for what you are service connected for. And I just explained how you can maximize your increase, your claim for increase for conditions that you're already service connected for. Educate yourself on what that criteria is, okay? So with that being said, please like, subscribe, hit that notification button, go up to my website, kmd89.com, kmd89.com. Check out what we're doing with our community outreach programs. And also, you want to be on the lookout for our next Veteran Roundtable, which is when? The 3rd Thursday of every month at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you.